Welcome. Today we're going to make a bounce using Google Drawings and EasyGIF. So you can see with this animation, we've got the ball coming in, squashing against the surface, and then stretching away from it, and we're getting that rubbery feel. So we're going to make this with Google Drawings, and we're going to head to the drive and hit New, then go down to More and Google Drawings. That will start you a new Google Drawing just like this. And so you can see this checkerboard is where you're going to actually make the animation. You can resize the page by pulling on the right, and we can customize the background to make it not so boring by right-clicking, clicking on background, choosing a color. So you can choose any color. You can have a gradient. You can also bring a photo in. So if you want to have your animation with a photo in the background kind of interacting, you can absolutely do that, or just make it an interesting thing to look at as the ball bounces. To make the thing that will bounce, we are going to use the shape tool. So the shapes, I'm just going to do a classic kind of rubber ball. So I'm looking for a circle. When I click on that, it allows me to drag the shape out. You can use whatever shape you want though. It doesn't have to be a circle. If you are using a circle and you want to make it perfect, you can hold down Shift and it will make it perfect. Look at that, I can make it there. And then when you arrange it, you want to put it in the middle if you're just having it bounce up and down. Those little guides will help you. Now that I've got the circle, I want to customize. So I'm going to make the outside line, the border, transparent, and I'm going to make the inside a nice color that contrasts with my background. So this nice bright blue is going to work. You can also head to gradient and make it more circular. If you want to make it three-dimensional looking, that illusion, you can do it. Now we're actually going to need three different balls. One regular, one squishing down here, and one stretching back up. So we need to copy and paste. We have three different ones that are the same size to begin with. And then for the squash, we want to squash it down, but we also need to pull it out because the surface area doesn't actually change. So it'll get wider, but also shorter. I'm going to tuck that to the side off of the page. And for the next one, for the stretch, it's going to get skinnier, but taller because it's going to jump up from the surface it's bouncing off of. And so it's not as drastic as the squash. And I'm going to put that to the side. So now I've got all three pieces that I need to make this bouncing animation. And so I've placed it in the right spot. I've got a good start. And those ones are off to the side so that they don't get included in the frames I'm making. I'm going to go to File and Download and get a JPEG. That's going to download to my files, and that's perfect. I can leave that as is. The ball is going to start to fall, so I'm going to bring it down, making sure the guide is helping me bring it straight down. And depending on how fast you want it to, it's going to gain more space. So then we're going to do the same thing. File, Download, JPEG, and that's frame number 2. At this point, the speed is getting faster, so I'm actually going to have it stretch down to show that it's going faster. It's gaining speed. So I'm going to take the original off just with that one, download in a JPEG. And then now it's about to smash into the ground. And so I'm going to replace with the squish, and the stretch is going to go away so I don't get that in the frame. Now we're all set up. File, Download, JPEG. We're halfway there. Now, so it's squashed. Now it's going to jump up away from the surface. So I'm going to have it just hovering above, lining it up, making sure to bring this one off to the side. The frame is ready to go. So File, Download, and JPEG. And then finally, it's going to regain its original shape. So it's going to start to slow down here. This is a slowing of down. So I'm going to place that where it should. I'm going to take that one off, get the next frame, File, Download, JPEG. And then because I already have a first frame that's in the perfect position to start, I'm actually just going to copy and paste that one later. So now we're going to head to EasyGIF and animate these frames. They're all in my downloads, so I'm going to click on GIF Maker, and I'm going to choose the file from my downloads. So here we've got the 5 frames that I created, and I'm just going to drag the net and drag them into this box that says Choose Files and Upload. It is as simple as that. You can search for them if you want, but drag and drop is the easiest. Once they've downloaded, I get a preview of all the frames. So you can see from 1 to 6 is here. So it looks good. They look like they're in the right order. This one I'm going to copy because I want that at the beginning as well. I want a little extra time at the beginning. So I'll click copy and I can drag it over towards the front. If anything's out of order, you can just drag and drop that as well. Now looking at this, it says delay. This is how much time it's going to be on the screen for. So a 20th of a second. I'm going to make this one a little longer to have the ball just kind of stay up in the air for a moment. And since I have 6 frames here, I'm going to change this one to 6. So sometimes it makes a guess and just double check that it's right. And then you're going to see loop count. And we want to leave that empty so that it loops forever and ever. Once all that's done, you can click Make GIF. And we can see a nice product here. We're getting the jump, we're getting the bounce. It looks rubbery and it looks quite good. So this could be a finished project right here. You could just click save. However, I want to see what it would look like if I changed this to a little bit shorter so that there's more of like an intense kind of a bounce. It just doesn't really slow down much. And so this one is a little bit quicker. So you can adjust things, you can play around with it. It's really fun to see play with the numbers. You can also crop, resize, do some effects. You can add text. But if you're done, you can click save and it will go straight to your downloads, wherever those go. And if you grab it from your downloads and drag it into your browser bar, it will play. Since it's a .gif or GIF, you can play it right in your browser. And there we go. We got a finished project, and this is what you could submit directly to the assignment Dropbox.